All right, hello and welcome to Friday afternoon happy hour. This is a happy hour with Force Broadband. They're here in Monument, Colorado. So Dan Hamilton here is actually going to make the cocktail today. And before we get started, tell us a little bit who you are and Force Broadband.
Absolutely. I'm Dan, Force Broadband. We are an internet provider in the area. We do fiber and wireless internet. If you're out in the Black Forest, we've been digging there for the last couple of years, and we're going to keep going. So watch for us soon. If you want some fast internet, we're your go-to team.
All right, so here we go. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. Again, Greg Howard here with Black Diamond Realty Group. So today, Dan is asked to make an old-fashioned. He's actually going to make it as I walk him through it. I think he's probably made it before, but this is the way I do it. So what do we need? Well, we've got a bourbon here right now, and this is Davidson Reserve, which is new to me. It's something that Dan had here in the house. The next thing we need is some simple syrup. I use agave simple syrup. We need some orange bitters, some regular bitters. Fruit is going to consist of orange, and then I've got some amaretto cherries. So let's get this thing started. So first thing we need, Dan, is put a slice of that in the bottom of this mixing vessel.
All right, we got our orange.
And now we need, instead of using a cherry, let's just use some cherry juice and drizzle that in the bottom of it.
All right, like how much? 2 scoops?
One scoop.
Just that?
Good, yeah, one good scoop. Otherwise, it's normally we're just muddling the cherry. All right. Sounds good. The next thing we need is, I'll just take that. We need 2 shakes of regular bitters.
Regular bitters?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Is it too tough for you?
Holy cow,
You
man.
need the old guy to do it?
I think I've gotten pretty weak. Woo.
It's all right. I ate my Wheaties this morning.
You've been working out.
There you go. And 2 of the orange.
Let's see if this one's as bad.
No.
I'm just kidding. I've always liked orange bitters.
All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put about a ½ ounce of that agave syrup in there.
All right. Can you measure that, or?
Well, it's up to you. That's a 1 ounce.
That's
right
1
there.
ounce, so
Yeah.
about ½ ounce.
And I use agave just because it's a better taste for me. Everybody gets to do what they want. And we need now just 2 quick ounces of bourbon.
You can even do the rye.
You can use a rye.
I like a rye.
Rye actually is the traditional whiskey used on old fashions, but here we go.
Is it 2 of these?
Yeah.
One.
Make it 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
And a half.
There you go. All right. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you muddle all those good things together. And what you want to do is you want to muddle these flavors all together, and then we're gonna actually filter out any of the particles from the fruit. All right. I think we're golden. Yep. Now, add that ice to it. What we're going to do is we're going to add the ice. We're going to dilute it just a little bit as it melts. He's going to stir this thing up, get it good and cold, and then we're going to pour it in a glass that's got ice in it. Now, I'm kind of particular about the ice that I use. I like to use this big ball ice, so that's what we're going to use today.
I recently learned that the clearer the ice, the slower it melts, so the less diluted your drinks get.
Well, that's kind of hard to make because clear ice is difficult to make.
Yes, but also just big pieces help too.
There you go. So now what we want to do is we just want to add a ½ slice of orange in there. And a cherry in it as well. You got your strubber. And now filter that thing right over the top.
Alrighty.
All right, so show everybody that we actually got an old fashioned made here.
That looks like a pretty good old fashioned to me.
It is. Give it a taste. While you're doing that, I want to make something for me to sip on here just a little bit. And we're going to talk a little bit about Force Broadband. Is it a good one?
That is really good. I think the agave. I always make it with sugar.
Yeah.
I like the agave. I'm gonna switch to that.
Well, there's also we do different simple syrups because you can make it out of brown sugar. You can make it with cranberry and all that good stuff, and it adds different tastes. So, while I'm going to add a little ice to this, tell us how you got started doing Force Broadband.
Sure.
And it's not forced; it's force.
Yeah, not forced. Force. We started initially in 2017. And there's 2 companies actually merged, and that's where the name came from. We joined forces, is where Force Broadband came from.
Yeah.
So we started in 2017 doing wireless internet, and then started hitting fiber pretty hard in 2019, and since then we've been going gangbusters in the area. We've built out a lot of monument. We're doing the Black Forest, kind of the outskirts of the Springs, and it's keeping us busy. We've got over a dozen guys now. I don't even know how many trucks.
Yeah.
And way too many reels of conduit sitting in the back.
So who do you who has your fiber here in town in Monument?
Like for businesses?
Yeah, businesses or neighborhoods.
Okay. Oh yeah. So neighborhoods, we've got all the new ones. So like Willow Springs, we've got service there. Wagons West, Santa Fe Trails is doing it. Jackson Creek North we have done.
Yep.
That other new one, I don't know what's actually called behind Jackson Creek. If you're buying a new house,
I don't know.
Not Sanctuary Park.
I don't
the
know.
other one.
I don't recall it at the moment. So what did you do before Force Broadband?
For Force Broadband, I was in the Army. I flew helicopters.
Yep.
And it was a good career, but this was a good transition over to this.
Yep.
For a brief time, I did have a computer shop.
Yep.
And that was it was fun. It got me into this, so I'm very thankful I did it.
Yeah. Let's see. I had another question for you. You're also do a lot with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes. Yep. Chamber of Commerce. In fact, that's where these whiskeys came from. I won them last year at the annual dinner with the Chamber.
Yep.
That's coming up this week.
You won them or you bid on them?
Well, I bid on them. I should say, yes. I spent more than I wanted to, let's say, but it went to a good cause.
So last year I won something as well at a price, and that was for 300 Days of Shine.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you win depending on
I won
how
the
much,
bid.
Yeah, as much
won the
as
bid.
you want to put into it. So yeah, so that's kind of how I met Dan, is through the Chamber of Commerce. He's currently a board member. I used to be a board member. I finally turned off. Great group of people, but I got some freer time now. So anyway, you want to know more about Dan's business? It's Force Broadband. I'll put that below. If you have any questions about real estate here in the Monument area, give us a shout. I would love to help you. I'll have my contact information below. Again, always select the subscribe or the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. So you guys take care. Talk to you soon.